When you think of iconic theme parks, Luna Park and Dino's Wonder Wheel Amusement Park at Coney Island in New York City instantly comes to mind. These two parks are national landmarks, with attractions that are famous worldwide. Last minute, I found out that a couple of my friends were heading to New York and there was a Broadway play I was dying to see. So just one weekend to make it work, I flew out Saturday morning, saw the play that night, but decided beforehand to finally visit Coney Island for the very first time. So we got our tickets and headed straight for the world famous Coney Island Cyclone. This classic wooden coaster actually originated the term Cyclone layout, which you can now find in many parks around the world, like Six Flags Great America in Chicago and Movie Park Germany. The ride absolutely blew me away. The baggage system was also really convenient, and this would be placed on many other rides throughout Luna Park. You hand your bag to an attendant, get a wristband and a number, and after the ride, you return the wristband and get your bag back. We sat in the very back for this ride, and it was a tight squeeze with zero legroom, and the restraint was massive. But the seats were incredibly comfortable, and the ride was packed with airtime, and that first drop was one of the best drops I've ever experienced on any wooden coaster. Every hill delivering standing level airtime, super smooth, especially in a non-wheel seat. So for a 97-year-old wooden coaster, it runs exceptionally well and is honestly one of the best woodies I've ever done. Finally riding the Cyclone was like a dream come true, and that was so good. Really smooth for its age. It's just such a classic coaster. It's great. That was phenomenal by every standard. Next, we crossed the street and rode the Tickler. It's interesting to see the Cyclone, a historic coaster surrounded by so many Zamperla rides, as Zamperla, the manufacturer, owns this park and runs it, and 90% of the rides in this park are all Zamperlas. The Tickler, however, was the complete opposite of the Cyclone. It's a Zamperla spinning wild mouse, and these types of rides are already my least favorite, and this one started spinning right after the first flat turn, tossing us around a lot. It's probably the worst version of this type of ride I've done. So it's definitely a one and done for me. I hate spinning wild mouses with a passion, and that was the worst one I've ever done. That should speak volumes. That was awful. After that, we tried the Circus Coaster. The Zamperla Speedy Coaster is a compact family ride. That was fun. Though it was a bit jolty in some sections, it got the job done. We also rode the Minnie Mouse Coaster, a tiny family wild mouse, but there isn't much to say about that. So we then headed to the other side of the park via the boardwalk. The park's location on the beach offers a beautiful ocean view, making it a stunning spot with the boardwalk and beach, creating a picturesque setting with plenty to do. We started with Tony's Express, the park's newest family coaster. It was super smooth and fun, with a neat interaction with the park's log flume. Overall, it was a great family ride, and I'd love to see Zamperla put more of these kinds of rides across America. Newest ride. Tony's is fun. Great, smooth Zamperla family ride. Perfect for the park. I love the interaction with the log flume. Just cute. That was really fun. We then headed over to the Scream Zone at Luna Park to tackle the other three coasters, starting with Steeplechase. The Zamperla Moto Coaster was a pleasant surprise. The launch had a lot more power than I expected, and the first pull-up was surprisingly intense. The rest of the ride was more relaxed, but it was smooth with some hidden pops of airtime, making it an enjoyable experience overall. Its compact design makes it a perfect fit for the park. Steeplechase. That launch had a kick. It's been a while since I've done like Pony Express, so nice getting back on one of those Zamperla runs. It's not the best ride here, it's not the worst ride here, just a cute little family ride. And with that, it was time for two infamous roller coasters that I was very curious about, starting with Screamin' Eagle. This is a Zamperla Volaire, their take on a flying coaster, but something definitely went wrong in the execution. You're basically locked into these giant cages that crush your shoulders, and this ride features some extremely janky and snappy transitions that rough you up the entire time. It wasn't as bad as others made it out to be, but it wasn't great either. It felt more like a temporary fairground coaster than a permanent installation. That was comedically awful. That was really bad. It just crushes your shoulders and just beats you up. Oh, that was really bad. Finally, we had to ride the Thunderbolt, a massive Zamperla coaster that was quite an experience. This ride features a vertical lift and a beyond vertical drop, 4 inversions, a wave turn, and some airtime hills. The lift and drop were fantastic, but that first half of the ride had some violent potholes that really beat you up. However, after that turnaround, the airtime hills delivered some of the strongest airtime I've ever felt in my life. Despite its flaws, I absolutely loved it and would happily ride it again. If Zamperla can iron out these kinks, they should definitely install more of these coasters across the world. So after finishing up everything at Luna Park, we headed to another park in the center, Dino's Wonder Wheel Amusement Park. It's an entirely family-run and home to the iconic Wonder Wheel. Deno was kind enough to let us film on some of the rides and give us a tour of the park, which is easily one of the best family entertainment centers out there. We started by checking out the kiddie coaster. Having already ridden the Sky Flyer luckily at IAAPA, I decided to hop on the Sea Serpent, a super fun E&F Miler kiddie coaster that was great to ride.
Yay, Sea Serpent credit. I love E&Fs. That was fun. And Dinos makes it that much better. This park is amazing. I love that she's hidden Luna, and Deno is one of the greatest people I've ever met in the theme park industry. So.
Next, we rode the iconic Wonder Wheel. This massive Ferris wheel features carriages that swing back and forth, making the ride both thrilling and fun. And the views are unbeatable. With the beach and boardwalk on your left and the New York City skyline on your right, the swinging chairs add an extra layer of excitement. And you get to go around twice. It's an absolute must-do, and I highly recommend it if you're ever in New York City. And then we had to ride their main coaster, Phoenix. This Vekoma family suspended coaster is probably the best of its kind. It's incredibly smooth, offers great views of the park and the city, and features a layout with surprisingly intense moments that feel so graceful, especially the overbank, which was a true highlight. It's easily the best coaster in New York and worth visiting Deno's for that alone.
Phoenix here is something special. That's hands down the best Vekoma family ride you can find in America. It's so good, it's so smooth. You know, we were talking about like this or Phoenix Rising, and it's funny how this is honestly better. It's well designed. It's shocking how they fit it here. It's just absolutely mind-blowing to see. I mean, this is one of the best rides you can find out in any of these boardwalk parks. And the fact that it's here at Deno's, absolutely phenomenal.
Luna Park and Deno's Wonder Wheel are absolute must-visits. Coney Island is iconic, with unique Zamperla rides, the Wonder Wheel, Phoenix, and of course the legendary Cyclone. There's so much to experience here, and I'm thrilled I finally got to visit this destination. It has been at the top of my bucket list for years. Now, if you enjoyed this adventure and you want to see more like it, then make sure to subscribe, as that's the best way you can support us here. And if you want to see the best POVs of rides and attractions across the world, check out my second channel, TPH Productions. With that, this is Hunter from Theme Park Hunting, and I will see y'all later.